Good morning. This is the Rambling Observer, Marvin Huddleston. I am on Interstate 635 heading northbound east of Dallas right now. I hope my little Sony microphone's working well. I'm going to be talking some more about Casita and astronomy and maybe a little coin collecting here since I'm going to a coin show. I'm heading out to the Grapevine Coin Show today. I collect a number of different types of coins. A lot of my hobbies overlap. Boy, this traffic's heavy this morning. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, a lot of my hobbies overlap. I have a lot of interest in a lot of hobbies, including coin collecting. My oldest two interests, my oldest two hobbies are interrelated, and I'm going to tell you how that happens along with what this has to do with Casita. I've been an amateur astronomer. I actually was introduced to astronomy at the age of about 6, and so I've been an amateur astronomer for probably 57 years, I guess, if you go back to my roots in astronomy. I also have collected coins probably about that long. I was introduced to coin collecting when I was quite young, and I overlap those hobbies in a kind of a unique way. One of the things I'm doing right now, and I was talking a little bit about this with some people Thursday night at the Dallas Coin Club show, or not show, but meeting. We hold our monthly meeting is held the third Thursday of every month. One of the things I've done, though, is I've interlaced astronomy and coin collecting because I'm collecting a number of International Year of Astronomy coins and general astronomy coins. A lady brought me a coin to see that she had, well, 4 or 5 coins that she wanted to show me Thursday night. I really enjoyed looking at those. I'm going to try to obtain some of those down the road. They were astronomy coins that included a meteorite fragment in the coin, in the design of the coin. So it actually had a meteor inside that coin. It was most of them were fixed in place. They have like a little glass bubble sort of thing on them. You can see the meteorite fragment down inside there, and another one had some that were rattling around loose. The one that was rattling around loose, as I would say, that coin was interesting. I looked it up on eBay. It's quite expensive. I doubt that I'll ever own that coin. I want to say it was $800 on eBay on some sales. A lot of times I want to know what a coin's worth. I'll figure out the grade of the coin, and I'll go to eBay and I will search for that coin and then search for sold items. That way you can get an idea of what the coin's actually worth. They'll ask sometimes exorbitant prices on eBay for coins. They don't always get those prices, and they'll lower them. What gets me is when people have a coin for sale and you express an interest in it, make them an offer if they do if they do a sale or best offer kind of thing, buy it now or best offer kind of thing. It always amuses me when someone has one for say $79 and you offer them $59, they don't take it. Months later, they come back to you and say, "Well, you know, you wanted that coin at this price. I'd be willing to take that now." And usually I pass. I'd say, "No, thanks. Should have taken it when I offered it to you." But and I don't buy coins normally in that price range. That's too expensive for me. But anyway, I was thinking some about astronomy and the Casita last few days, and one of the things that's come up, matter of fact, at this coin show I'm going to, one of my astronomy friends, a guy named David Swan, he is a noted variable star observer. He has submitted over 10,000 observations to the to the association. My mind is went blank. We'll go here. Sorry, I had some traffic things to deal with there. Anyway, he has. There's an organization called the Variable Stars, where you place observations of variable stars. You measure brightness, give brightness estimates, and send those in. And he has submitted 10,000 of those observations. That's a milestone. Most people don't ever get close to that. It's taken him quite a few years to do that. He also is very well noted and has made many observations of meteors. That's how he and I met. And I'll talk about that sometime, maybe later, or maybe at the end of this, later in this little diatribe here. Anyway, I realized last night, I guess it was, my wife and I were talking, if I'm able to make the Texas Star Party this year, and I'm probably going to apply. It's going to all depend on whether or not we have a tow vehicle yet. Yes, I'm the person, one of those people that are in the midst of getting their Casita within the next couple of months, and I do not have anything to tow it with. So we've got to obtain a tow vehicle. So if I have a something to tow with, I do want to go to the Texas Star Party if I can afford it. And I came to the realization last night my wife cannot go. That's kind of a bummer. I really wanted her to go to the TSP. Anyway, the good news is David, who's my buddy over here, is also into coin collecting. He's the one that got me interested in joining the Dallas Coin Club. I'm going to ask him if he wants to go to the Texas Star Party this year, and he can bunk in with me in the Casita. That's one of the reasons we got the Spirit model. I really wanted the Freedom model, which I've already discussed in previous videos. I love the captain's chairs. I think I'd be much more happy with the captain's chairs than the block seating. I don't know how well it's going to work for me with back problems and all my other issues, but we'll see. But anyway, one of the reasons I'm going with this model of Casita, the Spirit, is because the side dinette turns into a bunk, a smaller bed. So I will have a way to have someone like David go do astronomy with me, be it at Texas Star Party or Chiefland Star Party or
keep left to
Tech Star Party, or out to
west.
More frequently out to the Texas Astronomical Society site in Atoka, Oklahoma. I'll have a place for them to bunk in. So I'm going to find out if he's interested in trying to go this year. I'm going to encourage him to excuse me, to consider that. And if he does go, he will have use and comfort of my Casita. One of the reasons I need to get early on, once we get our Casita, I've got to get a generator. I'm not sure what the facilities are at Texas Star Party. I understand there are some sites for smaller RVs that are not in as much demand. And that's good for me, because the little 17-foot Casita is about as small as you can get, aside from one of these little tiny things like the 13-foot
Be
Scamp
in
or
the
whatever.
third lane from the left.
Sorry, you're hearing my GPS out here telling me what to do. It's wanting me to go the toll roads, and I'm not going to do that. I'll set traffic for I'll pay those tolls. But anyway, on the Casita, one of the things that excites me the most is having a Casita to do astronomy type related things. I can go out to our astronomy club site and use my 20-foot concrete pad that I have there. I bought improvements on a site that I'm leasing from the Texas Astronomical Society. That's only costing me $50 a year. I may get the site next to mine.
1 3/4 miles. Take the exit on the
It will
right.
be another 20-foot site. That will give me two sites side by side, especially if I have a load of gravel hauled in. I'll have plenty of space for the casita and plenty of space for my telescopes, observatories that I dream of building someday there, or observatory that I dream of building there someday. In the meantime, I plan to buy a little portable observatory that I can set up when I'm there for periods of time, which I plan to
In 1 mile,
go
take
observing
the exit
there
on the right
spurts
to
of 3-4 days at a time,
Express
hopefully.
Toll West.
Now that I'm semi-retired, I can take off and not work at school since I substitute teach, and I can go up there and spend days on end with the casita and only have to move that thing if I have to go dump, because there's no facilities. The one thing about Texas Astronomical Society is there are no RV sites. There's no hookups for RVs of any kind. You have to have a generator or solar or whatever to power your stay, and your stay may be limited a little bit by how much
I-635
black
Express Toll
water,
West.
fresh water, gray water, etc. that you have. On the other hand, the Chiefland Star Party in Florida, which is, I believe, south of the actual town of Chiefland. I believe that's a community of, well, I'm not sure. Anyway, they have RV sites there, which is great. I'm going to join them in January. I'll send them my dues and stuff in January and become a member of the Chiefland Astronomy group. They hold a star party there called the Chiefland Star Party.
Continue on I-635.
When I was buying my 18-inch Starmaster Newtonian telescope that I no longer have, I'll tell you about that. I went to the Chiefland Star Party primarily because a couple of people I knew I had met through the Starmaster groups were going to be there. One of the telescopes, I believe, was a 30-inch. It was a huge Starmaster. That's an expensive piece of glass. Probably, I bet $25,000, $30,000. I don't know. Maybe $15,000. I don't know what those suckers ran back then. Starmaster is no longer being made, which is a shame. A guy named Rick Singmaster did the Starmaster telescope. One of the things about Starmaster was he gave absolutely outstanding customer service. This is my biggest disappointment so far in dealing with and reading about Casita. They really need to up their game in their customer service. When you're spending $20,000, $25,000 on a small fiberglass RV, they should have a very long, extended warranty, and they should give good service. I'm reading about people who are complaining they call numerous times trying to get some lady or somebody with Casita and leave messages and send emails, different things, never get a reply. Well, that's bad customer service, folks. That should never happen. Rick Singmaster, when I bought my Starmaster telescopes, and when I bought that thing with all the accessories that I needed for it, it was about a $10,000 telescope. I sold it to an astronomer who was retiring at Griffith Observatory for $7,500, I believe. $7,500 or $8,000, maybe it was $8,000. There's another thing I think I sold with it, a paracord or something that I sold with it. But I had to sell that because I had gotten the brainy idea and felt the call of the Lord to go to seminary. And I did that finally. I was going to seminary at Criswell College part-time for about 3 years. And then about 2003, I think it was, I felt led to go to seminary full-time. I entered Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary and hit that full-time. And by the time I had been there 3 years and graduated, the bad side of that was I had to sell my telescope because we were behind on debts and in debt. We were also fighting for custody of my granddaughter, my little granddaughter Sarissa, who's now approaching 21 years old. She's the apple of my eye, as is my little Isabella, and you can find a picture of Isabella on Facebook right now that I just put up last night, looking through her little telescope that I just bought her for her birthday. But anyway, we were fighting for custody, and I had to pay lawyer bills, and we were already in debt for previous legal battles about my granddaughter Sarissa, and basically it led us, along with my health issues in the last few years, finally snowballed until we had to file bankruptcy, and trying to recover right now from that. But
in 1 mile,
this is why I'm called Rambling Observer, because I ramble on and on and on, along with the fact that Rambling Observer has something to do with astronomy. I'll tell you about that later on, if I haven't already done so. But anyway, the thing that I liked about Rick Singmaster was he believed in and backed up his equipment. He was an engineer who decided he was going to build himself a telescope, and decided he was going to go into business and offer telescopes for sale. And he made probably what I call the Rolls-Royce of Dobsonian telescopes. He had developed a system that would actually track
I-635 west,
in basically right ascension and declination. It's really Altazimuth telescope, but he figured out a way to make that thing track the stars. You would you would be able to. Sorry for the GPS, this thing drives me nuts. His telescope was quite sophisticated. You could tell it you wanted to see the Andromeda Galaxy M31. Push a little button and it would whir, make a whirring sound as the telescope turned across the sky. And when it acquired the object, it'd go diddle-diddle-doo, a little sound kind of thing, and you know it had found it. You look in the eyepiece, and 9 times out of 10 it was right there in the center of the eyepiece. Then it would track it. Wasn't good for long-time astronomy. I'm sorry, long-time astrophotography. But it was great for what it did. It was mainly a visual telescope, and I used it a lot for doing lunar photography back in those days, and a little bit of planetary photography. But anyway, if you bought a telescope from Rick Singmaster, it was guaranteed. If you had a problem with it, he would have prices listed. If you had some kind of problem, you send it back to him. A lot of times he would take care of stuff and send it back to you, no problem. Wouldn't charge you. If you had something go wrong, he would send you parts to fix those things. He was always there if you had a question. I had a question of mine in the middle of the night one night and called him, and he was up working and answered my questions and helped me out while I was at a star party. He was a great guy, fantastic guy. Casita could learn a lot from a person like Rick Singmaster. There is no reason that they
left lanes.
warranty their trailer for at the price that it is, that for a mere 1 year. It ought to be 5 years, 10 years. Who knows? They ought to stand behind their product better than that, in my opinion. Because I certainly would. If I bought that company,
continue on I-635.
That's the first thing I would change. The second thing I would change is I'd listen to my customers, and I wouldn't say no automatically when they have a request for something special. One of the things I ask for is simply, while they're doing the wiring, to run a coax cable for my ham radio. They said no, they won't do it. That's, again, bad customer service. But it is what it is. But anyway, I'm going to ask David, back to my long end of my story there, I'm going to ask old David today if he wants to consider going to the Texas Star Party, and maybe he will, and I'll have a friend there that can enjoy our Casita, since Robin will be on a business trip. I think she's going to Tucson or someplace, not Tucson, Tulsa or someplace. Oh crap, anyway, it's in, I think, Florida. But anyhow, back to the thing about astronomy and how I kind of make things overlap. Of course, being a Casita customer and a Casita owner, I'm going to be using my Casita to go to various astronomically events. One of the things I never liked about going to our astronomy club club observing site, it's a fantastic facility. We have multiple telescopes up there you can check out. We have an observatory with a 16-inch Meade spectacular grain telescope in it, a traditional domed observatory. We have a 10 or 12-inch Meade mid-caster grain telescope set up on an equatorial mount, better for photography, that you can use on a roll-off roof observatory. They have a bunkhouse, they have an outhouse, they have just great facilities, concrete pads for your telescopes, etc., etc. And the cool thing there is, the problem that I had there was I started having some physical difficulties that I didn't ever understand, but it made it to where I did not like getting up there at the site because I had some issues. I'm just going to leave it at that. The nice thing about the casita is going to be I'm going to have my own spot, my own bed, my own cooking abilities, my bathroom, a shower, you name it, I got it in that casita. One of the modifications I'm going to do the casita first is I'm adding some LED lights, additional LED lighting that will not be white light, they will be red light. In astronomy, the cardinal rule is you never ever ever use white light. It causes you and everyone around you to be blinded. We develop a thing called night vision in astronomy, and you're able to see dimmer stars and enjoy the night sky better when you're dark adapted. It usually takes a couple of hours to get fully dark adapted. Somebody pops on a light like a headlight, turning their car on to leave or something, or coming in with their lights on, or somebody just accidentally turns on a light, or opens a car door and the car light comes on, whatever. It blinds your night vision, and you will get scolded very vehemently. You probably would get kicked out of a place like Texas Star Party. That's a big no-no. So I'm adding red light inside my casita, and I'll be able to turn those lights on, running off the batteries, and I'll have red light to look at star charts or sit down and drink a cup of coffee, and whatever I want to do, I'll have those red lights for whatever I need. I'm probably even going to put one in the bathroom. I do like the fact that the lights on the casita, you turn each one of them on. They don't just come on. That would be a problem for an astronomer like me going to these different things. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm really hoping I can make the Texas Star Party this year. It's all going to be a matter of finances probably. First and foremost, I have to have a tow vehicle. Secondly, I have to have, well, they may have, I think they have,
in 1 mile,
they have
keep
electric
left to
and,
Texas 121 south, then
and,
keep left.
Oh, what's that? My mind just drew a blank. They have all the hookups with the exception of sewer, I believe, at Texas Star Party. They may even have sewer. I think I'm confusing that with the Chiefland Star Party. Chiefland does not have sewer. They have all the other facilities. I believe at Texas Star Party, which is held on a dude branch called the Prude Branch. It's about, you can see parts of the McDonald Observatory from parts of the the Prude Branch. But anyway,
keep left to Texas 121 south.
My goal will be, of course, I'll have to have a tow vehicle to make that event. I would like to have a generator. I'm going to also hopefully have something like solar if I needed it. It's going to be wonderful, though. One of the great things about having an RV thing like that, if all the facilities get backed up, which happens, I understand, and you cannot use the restroom or whatever because the sewers is backed up, there's too many people, I don't have to worry about that because I've got my casita, and I just would hook up and haul my casita somewhere and dump the tanks and go for another 3 or 4 days. But the casita is going to be great.
3/4 of a mile.
Being an astronomer,
keep left to Texas 121 south.
Sure, I did it again. I do this every time I come to this last event. I just took an exit that I've done this every time I come to this coin show. I take this exit and have to go down a couple of miles and make a U-ey, get back on the freeway, get back on to where I'm going. Ugh. Now this says I'm not going to DFW Airport though. So I got to exit up here, get back on the freeway, make it back around so I can get where I'm going. Anyway, we're coming up on 30 minutes, 25 minutes on this ramble of mine. I'm gonna quit this, but I don't want to go over 30 minutes. I'll upload this later in the day. I'm off the next week. I substitute teach, so my employment is not active right now. I'll be off Monday through Friday next week.
3/4 of a mile.
Go back to work
Turn
that
left
following
on
Monday.
International Parkway North, then keep left.
We're having a little trouble putting together our last several $1,000s for our casita. We've got most of it sitting in the bank. Oh shoot! I gotta pay attention to what I'm doing here. Somehow I got into. I've come all the way into this blasted. Somehow, okay, here we go. Exit. Remote parking, rental cars, exit. See if this gets me out of here. Somehow I wound up at the dadgum airport. I missed my other turn too. But anyway, we're having to put together the last few paychecks to left limits terminal export express. I don't want to go there. How do I get out of here? South north exit. I think I'm going to be able to turn up here and get out of here. Okay, here we go.
Turn left at the traffic light, then turn left.
Sorry. Anyway, back to the trip to the coin club, the coin show. It's going to be wonderful though having a casita to go do these different things that I like to do, like astronomy.
Turn left at the stop sign.
My wife gets to go, and when she's bored with the astronomy stuff, and she loves astronomy and loves being involved with me in that, but it's not her. I don't think she considers it a hobby like I do. But anyway, I am off. Back to my other ramble. I am off this week. I'm probably going to do several videos. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the things we're planning to add to our casita, like the lighting for the astronomy, how we're going to use it in different ways.
Take the ramp on the left toward Texas 121 South.
South. Hope I'm in the right place.
In 1/2 mile, take the exit.
Anyway, let me
right
close this so I can
Texas
figure out where I'm
121
going,
South,
and I'll
keep
see you
right.
on the flip-flop when I put the next one up. The Rambling Observer is
Keep
going
left
to clear out.
to
I hope you have a
Drive
great Saturday.
West.